I haven't seen that many people at all, which is kind of eerie. There's usually a lot of people walking these trails or riding bikes on these trails. So if you do come out here, always be aware, always be, keep your eyes and ears open. I just heard someone say, hey. Maybe I'm just losing it. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another adventure from yours truly, Backroad Hauntings TV. I am John Sanders, and today I'm taking you to one of my favorite places in the entire world, Minto-Brown Island Park. For those of you who know of Minto-Brown Island Park, or those of you who have been there, you're probably sitting there thinking to yourself, well, that's great, John. You're taking us to a place where we've been to and that is not haunted. Well, I didn't think it was haunted either. And I still don't know if it is haunted, but hopefully after today I'll have a little bit better understanding of what's going on. I don't know, we're hoping to find out, but I'll get into the details of why this place just might be haunted. Now, I've been coming here for years. I've been coming here since I was 10 years old, so I've been coming here for the last 10, 20, 30 years. Let's say 10. I've been coming here for the last 10 years, since I was 10 years old, okay? And out of all those years that I've been coming here, I've never ever heard anybody talk about any strange experiences that they might have had here. That was until the last couple of years. The last couple of years, I haven't really made many attempts out here, mainly because of COVID and all the craziness that's come with COVID. I haven't really made a lot of attempts coming out here, but over the last couple of years, I've heard some stories about some experiences that others have had throughout the years. Now, this park is huge. And when I say huge, I'm talking, this park is bigger than Central Park in New York City. It's not your average little tiny park where it's got a little play area and maybe one little trail, sits on a little tiny pond. No, this park is over 1,000 acres. And with any big park comes tragedy. And Minto-Brown Island Park is not immune to the tragedy. In the 1990s, there was the Minto-Brown Park rapist. And in 2013, there was a tragic accident with a 59-year-old woman who was kayaking the sloughs off the Willamette River here at the park, and she ended up tragically drowning. And in 2019, I believe a 19-year-old student from Willamette University ended up coming down here and committing suicide down here. Now, there's more tragedies that's probably happened here that isn't really so much out in the public eye, or is kind of harder to find. I haven't done full research, but I've done a lot of research. But none of those stories is what brought me here today. What brought me here today is a story that happened 39 years ago, almost 40 years ago. And that story is the story of 18-year-old high school graduate Sherry Eyerly. Now, her story has been in the public eye for many years. It's been featured on Unsolved Mysteries, even revisited on Unsolved Mysteries multiple times. It's been featured on other missing persons cases. But basically, her story is a very tragic one, and it was a cold case for many years. But instead of me explaining to you right now that story, well, let's just do a little split version of it. But here's what they think happened to 18-year-old high school graduate Sherry Eyerly back in 1982 on Independence Day. Check it out. July 4th, 1982. 18-year-old high school graduate Sherry Eyerly was called into work at her part-time job at Domino's Pizza. Throughout her shift, she would be asked to deliver 3 large pizzas to an address on River Haven Drive in South Salem, Oregon, an address that didn't exist. At around 9:30 p.m. that night, Sherry would depart from her Domino's store to make those deliveries. It would be the last time that anyone would ever see Sherry. About 30 minutes later, Sherry's car was found abandoned on Riverhaven Drive. The car still running, headlights on, emergency brake set, driver's side door wide open. Pizzas thrown on the ground, and her Domino's issued hat was in the bushes. But Sherry was nowhere to be found. It's been a while since I've been here, and one of the things that I used to do all the time when I came here was fishing. I've always believed that everybody has that one place, that one spot where everyone likes to go to get away from the hustle and bustle, get away from reality, get away from the city, a place where everybody can go and think. And for me, that place is Minto-Brown Park. And I used to come out here and go fishing all the time. And they got some really nice sized fish in here, man. Record sized bass, largemouth, record sized crappie, record sized catfish. It's a really beautiful, beautiful park. When it comes to strange experiences, some folks, and some of the research that I've done, people have had some strange experiences. They've heard disembodied voices. Back in 2013, I came across a couple audio clips that someone claims was EVP'S of that of Sherry Eyerly. Now, I've listened to these audio clips really closely, and some say that they're fake. I don't know if they are or not. There is some things about them that doesn't make sense, but like I said, I don't know if they're fake or not. You're perfect. Perfect. I think that might be for the dogs. With this park comes a big dog park, which is great. They let dogs go roam around and everything. There's a lot of acres, but it's a big old square section where you could take your dogs and they interact with other dogs, and you know, you let them run, play with them and all that. But back to the claims. So some people believe that after Sherry was abducted, they believe that her body was buried somewhere here in the park. And I guess I came to that conclusion just because she was abducted so close to this park. And I don't know what the truth is behind that. We are going to try to find out. According to the killer, William Scott Smith, he claims after he had abducted Sherry Eyerly that he dumped her body on the Little Pudding River, which is about 25 miles north of us from here. Well, that river, just like the sloughs here at Minto-Brown, they flood almost every year. And so if he did place her body there, or her remains there, then, you know, there's a good chance that they'll never be found. But some people don't believe that. And I guess in some ways you got to ask yourself, how much can you really trust a serial killer tell you, you know? What part of his stories are true or not? I mean, he was a serial killer. In 2007, an inmate at the Oregon State Corrections, who was already serving 2 life sentences for the murders of 2 other young women from the Salem area, Catherine Redmond and Rebecca Ann Darling, finally admitted and pleaded guilty for the abduction and murder by strangulation of 18-year-old Sherry Eyerly. Authorities state that William had knowledge of specific details surrounding Sherry's disappearance that had not been made public. Details such as when the caller was on the phone placing the order for the 3 large pizzas, the caller had specifically requested that another young female employee who drove a Volkswagen be the one to deliver the order. He claimed that she had made deliveries in the past and she was really kind, but the employee taking the order responded that it is against company policy to allow that, but that it didn't matter anyways because that staff member was not working that night. But they have another person who will be making the delivery. Another detail that William had stated that was not released to the public was that the kidnapper had placed a call to Domino's the day after Sherry went missing, demanding ransom money in exchange for Sherry. After William had pleaded guilty to now his 3rd murder, he was handed down his 3rd life sentence. Some people believe that this was the end of William's string of tragic murders. But unfortunately, that would turn out to be false. In 2012, William Scott Smith would admit and be found guilty of yet another abduction and murder that he committed 31 years prior in 1981 of a woman named Terry Monroe. The young 22-year-old Terry was last seen in February 1981 when she was with a group of friends at the Museum Tavern. Witnesses say that Terry stepped out for some fresh air, but never returned. According to a news report, Terry Monroe's case was the first cold case to be solved by their new cold case unit that had been established in Marion County. Well, it turns out in 2012, he ended up getting the nickname of Bumper. The reason why, because apparently on the last one that he allegedly had murdered, he rear-ended her car with his car. He tapped her bumper, basically to get her to pull over so they could exchange information, insurance information. And once he was able to get her alone, that's when he took the opportunity to abduct her. And apparently, authorities say that he's done this several times, but most of the victims got spooked and took off and ran away, or drove off. The bridge. This is one of the bridges that are at this park. From my understanding, there's a couple more bridges. I haven't really found the other bridges, but this is one. Believe it or not, years ago, I used to fish right down there. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. There we go. I used to fish right down there, and I caught a big bass, probably about, I don't know, it's probably about a 6 to 8 pound largemouth bass. And I got it all the way in and it got off, but all the grass is growing up and the water is really low right now. If you guys are having a hard time hearing me, I apologize about that, but I forgot to bring my good mic with me today, so I'm kind of dealing with my camera's audio, which isn't bad. It's just not my favorite one. So some people believe that Sherry's remains were placed out here, and some people believe that she was just placed into the woods, somewhere in the woods of the park. Other people believe that her remains were placed underneath a white shack that is abandoned out here. It's a locked up shack and it's abandoned. I've never seen the shack. I've seen pictures of the shack, and I've been told where it might be located, but there's no really road map to find that shack. You know, I love being out here in the woods where it's nice, peaceful, and quiet. But sometimes, when you're alone, you kind of get that creepy vibe. Your mind starts playing tricks on you. And there's been a couple times, like today, I'm really shocked by, I haven't seen many people at all. And it's a summer day, it's a beautiful day, it's a Friday. I haven't seen that many people at all, which is kind of eerie. There's usually a lot of people walking these trails or riding bikes on these trails. I haven't seen that many at all. One thing I'm going to use, I've been asked a lot lately about any apps that I trust. Is there any paranormal apps that I trust to be able to use for ghost hunting? And you know, you could use the camera on your phone, and you could also, to try to capture EVPs, you could also download any voice recording apps. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm going to use today to see if we could capture any EVPs or anything. Other people have claimed that they have caught EVPs out here. Some of you might be asking me, hey John, why are you going to the park during the daytime? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, the park closes at nighttime. Though it's so big, you could get in here at nighttime, and there's a lot of entry points and exit points where you could actually enter in here. It's not like it's, I mean, the main road's gated off at nighttime, but there's a lot of areas you could sneak in here at nighttime. But that's not why I don't come here at night. I used to fish here at nighttime for catfish. But one of the reasons why is because this place has cougars. And cougars like to roam around at night and hunt for food. So it's definitely a place I don't like to go at night. Because of that, I know a few people who's run into a few cougars out here. So if you do come out here, always be aware, always be, you know, keep your eyes and ears open. Definitely hot out here today. You know, and you get that feeling that you're being watched. Just the feeling itself is creepy. This little sign over here has got a notice on it. Let's see what it says. Oh, what do you know? It's about cougars. Here we go. Cougar and bobcats. August 1st, 2021. Let's see, cougar and bobcat. Encounter tips. If you encounter a cougar or bobcat, do not approach, especially one that is feeding or with kittens. Most big cats will try to avoid a confrontation, give them a way to escape. Do not run. Running away may simulate the cat's instinct to chase. If you have small children with you, protect them by picking them up so they won't panic and run. Back away slowly until you can leave the area. A sturdy walking stick can be used to ward off a cougar or bobcat. Maintain eye contact. Do all you can to appear larger. Open your jacket and stand up. Like I said, cougar and bobcats. They're real and they're out here. It's definitely not something you want to come across. Even if they don't mess with you, and just coming across them out in the wild, well, definitely make your heart pound a little bit. Ooh, I forgot about this thing. Look at this. This is cool. Out here in the middle of the woods. Makes you wonder. But check this out. I don't know what year that is, but I don't think it runs anymore. I could be wrong. I'm not a mechanic, but I just don't think it runs anymore. This thing is really cool. I've come across this once before. I've seen this, but this thing's really cool, man. They really smashed into that tree. But I heard that you could actually, if you dig hard enough and do your research hard enough, you could actually find the story of why or how this got here. But this is a pretty cool little find. Man, this car's been stripped. Wow. It's amazing what you can find out in the woods. Things that you would never think would ever be even remotely close to being out there. And yet, people have come across the strangest things ever. What I'm going to do is, let's go ahead and do an EVP session here. My name is John, and I am at Minto-Brown Park right now. Minto-Brown Island Park. It's August 2021. Is there anybody here that would like to say something other than me? What's your name? Did you die in this car accident? The wind's picking up right now and it feels really good. Do you know if Sherry Eyerly is out here? Is her spirit out here? What year did you die? I just heard someone say, hey. Maybe it was like a branch or something scraping against a tree or something. It just sounded like it, but I could have swore it said, hey. Maybe I'm just losing it. I think I'm losing it. Maybe someone's down there. Someone's down there fishing or something. Maybe they heard me asking questions. I don't know. That was weird. Maybe a cougar's talking to me. Well, listen, if there is somebody here other than me, and you're here in spirit form, you're not allowed to follow me home. But my condolences to you. I'm really sorry if you died a tragic death. If Sherry's out here, my heart goes out to you, Sherry. It truly does. I am so sorry for what William Scott Smith did to you. You didn't deserve any of that at all. You're not forgotten, though. And next time I do come out here, I will talk to you. If you are here, I will talk to you. I don't know if you're here, but I'm not going to miss the chance. I will say hi to you. I will let you know that I'm thinking of you. Alright. Alright, let's get out of this area here. Let's go ahead and listen to this. My name is John, and I am at Minto-Brown Park right now. Minto-Brown Island Park. It's August 2021. Is there? Nope, nothing. I didn't hear nothing. But it is kind of hard to hear out here, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and take it home and amplify it and see if there is anything on it. I want to see if I could hear that hay, but like I said, I don't know. That could have been the wind started picking up. It could have been the Halloween wind, who knows. But I haven't been able to find the shack. I don't know where the shack is. I don't think this is over. I want to find out some more. I want to do some more investigating here, and if I could do some more investigating here, I might come to the determination that this park is haunted. But as of right now, I don't have anything to say that this park is haunted. Of course, I'm going to listen to the audio recording when I get home, and till then, I don't have anything to say that this park is haunted. But it is a beautiful park. It is huge. You come out here and you come out here alone, well, always keep your eyes and ears open. Even if you come out here and just bring your kids out. You know, your kids they're small enough and easy enough for a cougar just to come up and snag them. You don't want that. So make sure you keep your eyes and ears open. But just like with ghost hunting at nighttime in homes or buildings or properties, it's always good to be with somebody, so don't go alone. But this park is a beautiful park. Like I said, I've been coming here for years, so if you can make your way out to Minto-Brown Island Park, make your way out here. It'll be well worth it. It's really beautiful. Bring a camera, take a lot of pictures, and you won't regret it, I promise. Could have swore I just heard something in the brush over here, and it could have been anything. It could have been an animal, but it sounded really big. And I'm more worried about cougars than I am any spirits or people. But anyways, that's going to do it for now, guys. Thank you for joining me on another one of my adventures. I truly do appreciate all of your guys' support, all of our followers, our subscribers, our viewers, our supporters, our fans. I love each and every one of you. I truly do. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, or in the spirit of Mr. Ballin, invite the like button to your house for a big prime rib dinner, and right before the like button is expected to show up, eat the entire prime rib. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button right down there in the bottom right hand corner, and don't forget, tickle that bell. That way you're notified on everything we drop. Much love and respect, y'all. We'll see you on the flip side, and as always, stay humble.